Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
An Amber Alert continues for a missing 3-year-old girl here in San Antonio. Katrina Weber has the latest details coming up in a live report.
And a story of survival by the man who sounded the alarms for a tornado in Iowa. His recount of the near-death situation and ahead in your morning headlines with David Sears.
A local school district is providing free meals for students during this winter break. Coming up, how it's impacting kids in our community.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's Tuesday, December 21st. We start with that late-breaking news. We're learning new details about an Amber Alert that was issued overnight.
Authorities have been searching for a missing 3-year-old out of the medical center area, and that's where we find Katrina Weber with brand new details about this investigation. Katrina, what have you learned?
Well, good morning. Most of those details are things that we've seen in the last couple of hours. For starters, we've been moved across the street. Police, the public information officer for SAPD, asked us to move over here. She says there's a lot going on inside that apartment complex behind me. That is where the girl disappeared from here in the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road. We've also seen the arrival of a van that is marked FBI. So we have, we believe, some FBI agents also taking part in this search. Let me give you a look at the video that we shot a little bit earlier this morning. Now that has been going on since about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. That is when police got a call about the missing 3-year-old Alina Sardar Kill. That is her name. They say that the mother of the girl told them that they were at a playground at this apartment complex. She said she went to go get something, and when she came back, she noticed that her daughter was gone. That mobilized SAPD. They searched the area with their dogs yesterday, but came up empty-handed. They stayed here all night long, and that is when they have told us that they would be ramping up the search, and that appears to be what's going on here right now. We've noticed the helicopter flying over, and again, the arrival of that van marked FBI. So police are very serious about this case. They are calling this an abduction, but no word from them just yet on what they may or may not have found. Reporting live on the northwest side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Taking a look outside with live cam. We're at 43 degrees. It's been a cold morning, and that's enjoyable for right now for our Mike over there.
Yeah, exactly. And boy, the countdown has become less than 1 hour until winter officially begins. Sure did feel like it this morning, and then some. We were actually on the cool side of things this morning. Got down into the mid-30s here in town. A lot of freezing temperatures in portions of the hill country. And yeah, it's just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous day. We're going to make a high temperature, make it all the way up to 65 later on today, which is just about what you'd expect this time of year. So it's nice when the weather sort of matches the calendar. The aquifer did go up 1/10 of a foot in the past 24 hours, and the allergens, both mountain cedar and mold, dropped down from even yesterday's readings. And we still are dealing with a little bit of fog around the area. There's just been a couple of hints here and there. Some is being reported, as you can see, around Castroville, just slightly reduced visibility, and then more down to the southwest. All right, enjoy today's wintry kind of weather, if you will, with temperatures, because sure ain't going to feel like this the rest of the week. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Mike, thank you very much. Right now, I want to take you to a live look right now. 35 at Main upper level. We've got a couple vehicles on the left-hand side, and it is tight in that area. Not much of a shoulder. Several vehicles involved. Don't know if this is an accident or what, but we'll try to get some more information. We'll keep an eye on for you right here at 9.
And for now, let's look at today's 9 at 9.
President Joe Biden will address the nation this afternoon as the Omicron variant of COVID-19 takes hold. The president is expected to beef up some existing policies. One of Biden's staff members tested positive for the virus this week. So far, the president has tested negative. The briefing is scheduled to happen at 1:30 p.m. You can watch it live right here on KSAT 12.
The U.S. is reporting its first known death related to the Omicron variant. A man in his 50s died in Harris County, Texas, which is in the Houston area. Omicron now accounts for more than 73% of new COVID cases in the nation, skyrocketing past the Delta variant.
Jurors resumed deliberating this morning in the manslaughter trial of former police officer Kim Potter. After days of emotional testimony, closing arguments centered around whether the shooting of Dante Wright was a tragic mistake or extreme negligence. If convicted, Potter could face up to 25 years in prison.
The death toll continues to rise in the Philippines following last week's super typhoon. The death count is now over 375. In addition, over 500 people are hurt and at least 50 are still unaccounted for. The storm, named Rai, hit land at a popular tourist and surfing area as a Category 5 storm.
A new option available in preventing HIV. The FDA has approved the first injectable medication to lower the risk of contracting the disease. Apretude is approved for adults and teens 77 pounds and heavier. It's given first as 2 shots a month apart and every 2 months afterward.
The Pentagon is making efforts to tackle extremism within military ranks. The Pentagon outlined a clearer, sharper definition of extremist behavior and updated older guidance that was considered too vague. The new guidelines include what military members post on social media.
Despite nationwide shipping issues, the Port of Los Angeles is poised to set records for 2021. Officials say the port processed more volume than any other port in the Western Hemisphere this year. Port officials predict its year-end tally will be 13% higher than a prior record set in 2018.
The Bidens have added a new furry family member to the White House, a German Shepherd puppy named Commander. He was a birthday gift from President Biden's family. It comes after the Bidens' beloved German Shepherd Champ died in June at the age of 13. The Bidens also promised they will add a cat to the White House family.
The astronomical start of winter begins in less than an hour. The winter solstice is the precise moment at which the northern hemisphere is tilted farthest from the sun. The event is set to happen at 9:59 this morning, and that's today's 9 at 9. In your morning headlines, there's now a suspect in custody after that mall shooting up in Lubbock, and an earthquake leaves behind an expensive mess.
A firefighter and a police officer go above and beyond the call of duty. David Sears is here this morning.
Good morning.
Ever lost anything like a wedding ring?
Not that I recall.
Thank goodness, no.
The night before the wedding?
Oh, no.
Get to that in just a second, but first let's start with this. Lubbock police have a juvenile in custody for allegedly shooting and injuring 2 people in the South Plains Mall Sunday evening. The arrest of the 15-year-old happened last night. According to police, the shooting took place when 2 males who knew each other started getting into some sort of dispute. They were in a common area of the mall and 2 people were injured. One was grazed by a bullet, treated at the scene. Officers got the mall locked down as soon as the shooting took place. There were some people who were in the stores in the building, but they got evacuated. The other person got hurt during that evacuation. The 15-year-old is in a juvenile facility. Cleanup in aisle 5. You are looking at a mess in a grocery store after that 6.2 magnitude earthquake hit Northern California. This store, Valley Grocery, is in the town of Ferndale, and you can see it was pretty hard. It's a lot of messes. The owner said a lot of food items and some very expensive wine was knocked off the shelves. There you can see some of the wine here in just a second. There was at least $15,000 in damage. The town is on the northern coast, about 260 miles from San Francisco, where they also felt the earthquake. So far, just a lot of damage, no report of any serious injuries. Another hero has emerged from a tragic scene. Volunteer firefighter Tyler Hicks had to go above and beyond the call of duty when a tornado was bearing down on his Iowa town last week. He was trying to keep the tornado siren activated, but the winds just kept ripping the button that sends out the signal right out of his hand. But he stayed with it as long as he could, even though the storm was getting worse.
I just kept holding the button, and then next thing you know, it's raining sideways, all that kind of stuff. And I'm still holding the button. It really wasn't too bad with all the gear on. And next thing you know, there's no button there anymore to pull down.
Yeah, eventually Hicks had to take cover in his fire truck. When it was safe enough to get out, the pole holding the horns was on the ground, and there was not much of a button left to hold on to. There was a lot of other debris as well. The library completely destroyed, but fortunately, nobody got hurt. And finally this morning, a heartwarming story to get your day going. This happened in Louisville near Dallas. The night before Emery and Sam were going to get married, they went shopping for some blankets for their guests since the wedding was outside. It's going to be a little cold. They put the blankets in a basket in their cart. When they got ready to check out, a woman switched the cart, stole Emery's purse, and yes, the wedding rings were inside her purse, including the family heirloom wedding ring. Officer Charles Bonner to the rescue. He spent his night checking out hours of security video. He finally came across a vehicle matching that of the suspect. He confronted the suspect, got the rings back just in time for the wedding.
The best part is silver lining is she had a family heirloom ring in that purse and she got it back.
That's a huge moment in someone's life, and to lose something like that was, to me, a really big deal.
I, Sam, give you, Emery, this ring.
The symbol of my love.
Sam, you may now kiss your bride.
I've never held you that.
And there you go. Talk about a celebration. The couple was so happy just to get the rings back, they didn't want to press charges against the woman who stole part of their big day.
Wow.
So there you go. So,
And they lived happily ever after.
there you go. How about that officer staying up most of his night looking through video trying to find that ring?
And he got him.
Dedication.
So there you go.
Thank you, David Sears. Right now, 9:08, about 43 degrees still ahead on GMSA at 9.
A lifetime of hyping up fans without even saying a word. That's the life of the San Antonio Spurs Coyote. Later, RJ Marcus takes a behind-the-scenes look at what it's like to be the Coyote.
But first, Tiffany is standing by at Mary Hull Elementary on the north side with details on how the district is making sure children don't go hungry while out of school on winter break.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by the Republic of Texas Window Company.
Hi, I'm Dana Townsend with Republic of Texas Window Company. My family and I would like to wish the veterans and first responders a very happy holiday.
Hunger does not take a break regardless of schools in session or not. So one San Antonio district is opening up 2 campus cafeterias during winter break.
Northside ISD is providing free breakfast and lunch for children 18 years and under. Tiffany Huertas joins us live from Mary Hull Elementary School with more on this program. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mark and Stephanie. We're inside the cafeteria, which is so cool, being behind the scenes. And the cool thing about this program is that it's for children all across this area. It's not for just the kids that go to Northside ISD schools. But check it out, as staff here is getting ready for lunch preparations. We are at one of the locations serving food through Thursday at Mary Hull Elementary School. And to talk more about this is Gabriela Reina, the Child Nutrition Program. Talk to us about this program. This research for our community is incredible.
Yeah, so we understand with the district that not only because the students are out on vacation, hunger takes the vacation, we're very well aware that a lot of our families still have meal insecurities. So this is our second annual Christmas holiday feeding event. We are open here at Mary Hull Elementary School and in Spurs Elementary School. We are serving free breakfast meals between the hours of 8 and 9, and we're also serving lunch between the hours of 11 and 12. And this year we also have the pleasure of collaborating with our Learning Tree program, offering free crafts and activities and open gym play for any child that may be participating. So today, like on our menu for breakfast, we had chorizo tacos with fruit, milk, and juice. And today staff is preparing our breaded chicken sandwich, again with veggies and fruit. Tomorrow we'll have like pepperoni pizza. And we'll be closing off the week Thursday, the 23rd, with our holiday meal, which will be tamale, rice and beans, and a special treat for the kids.
Yummy tamales, just in time for the holidays.
Just in time.
Talk to us about how this program is impacting kids in our community.
Well, for example, this year we've had the opportunity to offer free breakfast and lunch to all of our students enrolled in Northside. Before we had just, free, reduced, and paid programs. This year, all children are able to participate with free lunch and breakfast.
And you said this has also happened during other events like the Thanksgiving holiday break?
We've offered this program not only, even though this is our second annual winter break feeding event, we've offered this program for the past several years, not only during spring break, but during our Thanksgiving and now our winter break season. And definitely our summer is also one of our biggest ones where we offer free meals not only to the community to support, again, families 18 years and younger for free meals, but we also support some of the summer programs that are participating during the summer in camps.
It's only 9:15, and if you're back here, you're hungry already.
You're already hungry. You smell it.
Well, just again, what are the 2 locations and the times that you all are going to be doing this?
We're here at Mary Hull Elementary School, which is off of 410 by John Jay High School, and our Esparza Elementary, which is by Saul Ross by our Ingram Callahan location.
So welcome all the kiddos in this area.
You don't have to be Northside to participate. We're open to the community, 18 years and younger.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to all of you.
To everybody. Please come.
Just take a look one more time. Look how delicious. Remember that lunch food? I just miss this stuff. And come on, it's free. Bring the kiddos over just in time for the winter break. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, yeah, we just had cafeteria flashbacks. That's for sure.
Memories.
The pizza.
Oh, yeah,
That's
the pizza
right.
for sure.
Oh, we all remember the cheese pizza. All right, Tiffany Huertas live over at NISD's Hull Elementary. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Tiffany. And Mike, you have a picture. It's not the North Star Mall boots, but very Christmas-like.
Two giant boots, obviously a North Star, but this is a great picture. I love this one with all those boots kind of stacked up there with all the lights next to it. That's fantastic. And it's so, when it's, and Tiffany's sweater, you love that? A nice, wool sweater and all that. Yeah.
For this time of year. Well, today.
Yeah. Wear it today. Because you're not going to wear it by Christmas, I'll tell you that, because it's going to be hot out there. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture and sneak peek up to, or over, ahead to Christmas, I should say. 80 on Friday for a high temperature, and on Saturday on Christmas Day, a high temperature of 83 degrees. If you get something for outdoors, a bike or whatever, you can go for a nice little walk on Christmas, but it's going to be very nice Friday night into Saturday if you're going to late services, because temperatures are going to be in the 60s basically. Nice start this morning. We have got plenty of clear skies out there right now, maybe a slight sort of milky shade to the sky, and that's because we've got a little bit of moisture aloft in the atmosphere kind of coming on in here. Still have some fog which is trying to show up around Castroville. Things have definitely improved, but it has definitely gotten thicker there around Carrizo Springs at just a half-mile visibility, 7 miles in Gonzales. So that's really the thick spot as of right now. Down around Cotulla, some fairly thick fog too, so that'll be kind of something to watch out for about the next hour or so. Temperature right now stands at 44 degrees, so we're now finally above what our normal low is, which is 42, but we did bottom out at 37 degrees earlier this morning and did have some freezing temperatures, Balt Verde, Bernie Stage, around Kerrville and Comfort earlier, but obviously it's warming up quickly. And with the fairly dry air down here at the surface with these dew points down in the 30s, we're going to warm up kind of quickly throughout the day. However, that number has actually started to go up a little bit. And those numbers will just kind of creep up throughout the next couple of days. It's not like the past few times when we've had a nice little snap of cold air and then all of a sudden it's like you blink and the humidity is just surged back in here. That's not going to be the case this time around, but it will creep up as the week goes on. And here's the water vapor imagery. This is what we had yesterday, this darker shade of gray. Very, very dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. That's why we had such beautiful blue skies. Now, we are starting to see a little bit more moisture come in here, in this lighter shade. So, therefore, it's going to be kind of that like milky shade to the sky, maybe a couple of high wispy clouds out there. That'll be about the extent of it. And then, like I said, dew points, the humidity is going to start to creep up as we go on in toward Christmas. And it's not like it's going to be just ridiculously humid, but it is definitely going to be not like what it is right now. So forecast, we did we're going to be up to, 59 degrees today at noon, and then we're going to top off right around 65. So about 6-7 degrees higher than what it was yesterday, closer to a normal high temperature. Tomorrow, still another chilly morning, and we'll still have jacket weather the next few mornings, but look at those high temperatures. I mean, go up by about 5, 6, 7 degrees each and every day. 72 Wednesday, we get up to 80 Friday, and like I said, 83 for Christmas. The record Friday is 83. That's going to be close to it. 90 on Saturday. I don't think we're going to be hitting the record, but it definitely is going to be one of the warmest Christmases we've had around here in a long time. Steph, Mark?
Mike, thank you so much. Right now it's 9:19, and we showed you that fender bender earlier. We now have a direction on I-35.
Yeah, that's right. This is happening northbound on I-35. You can see somebody walking there on the scene with this crash, and it's holding up traffic apparently all the way back to I-10 right
SAPD now on the scene, but numerous vehicles are involved. Slow going in that area if you're headed out of downtown on 35 North.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at a day in the life of the Spurs coyote.
Many Spurs legends have captured the hearts of San Antonians, but only one has done it without ever saying a word.
The Spurs coyote has been entertaining fans at the AT&T Center for more than 20 years. RJ Marquez got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the San Antonio icon.
He's interesting, he's creative, he's a little bit of a rascal at times.
When you think of the Spurs, you no doubt also think of their furry and fun-filled mascot, Coyote. But what does it take to get thousands of fans on their feet every game night? Hard work, determination, grit, and preparation. All joking aside, Coyote does have a lot on his plate. He entertains fans, and you can also catch him, or at least try to catch him, out in the community at different events. But much like the Spurs, it takes a team to round up Coyote. For this story, we went where few have ventured before, inside the Coyote's den, to check out his game day routine hours before tip-off. He's ready for any situation. Sometimes that requires multiple costume changes, a lot of popcorn, not always for eating, but to have some fun. Coyote is always ready to go, on his toes or paws. That's what makes him a legendary award-winning mascot and the NBA's MVV, the most valuable barman.
The Coyote's been around since 1983. His first game was against the Lakers. He came out and the crowd was like, what is he? Is he a bunny? Is he? Well, they weren't quite sure. And then very quickly, he became a staple with the Spurs.
Coyote is an institution in San Antonio. He's as big as the players and just as popular with the fans and the community. And even though the Spurs roster may change year to year with different players, one thing will always stay the same: the Coyote bringing the fun and excitement to the city of San Antonio.
Some of the greatest reactions that the Coyote gets are not planned. For example, there was one game, and it's infamous, and all I have to do is say one word, and that's bats. He came out in the Bat Coyote costume with a net and was running around, joking around, and he caught it. He literally caught a bat that was in the AT&T Center. By his presence, by his unique look, and by his animated, loving disposition, he is helping to bring in that next generation of Spurs fans.
So whether it's catching bats or not wearing pants, Spurs Coyote is a South Texas legend. RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
The line of the week.
Yeah.
RJ is live in studio. Talk more about the experience. And I know Dylan Collier's had his scoops in his broadcasting career, but this one's a big one.
Yes.
What's it like to go into the Coyotes' den, RJ?
Yeah, guys, I was thinking about this. You know, I've gotten the chance to ask LeBron James questions, Kawhi Leonard when he returned, but this was definitely the most challenging because, well, the Coyote can't talk. So that's definitely the biggest thing that we had to get around. But it was really, it was an experience because I don't know if people know that, I mean, he and his team are there hours before tip-off. So they're there getting things ready. I mean, we saw as they were getting the popcorn gag together, and they actually have this like run sheet. They need to know like when all the timeouts are, they need to know when all the breaks are to be able to go out. And again, a lot of this stuff is planned ahead of time as well. So I think they have like Star Wars night coming up. So there's definitely a lot of cool things that the Coyote has. There's a lot of preparation. He was joking around there, but yeah, there's definitely a lot that goes into it.
Hardest working critter on our team.
Yes, a lot of work. So what were some of the things that you were not able to include in this story?
Yeah, so the Coyote's done a lot of international travel. He's beloved around the world. He's gone to Uruguay. He's obviously gone to Mexico when the Spurs were playing there. This I thought was pretty interesting. In 2005, he was the first ever mascot to be ejected from an NBA game, and then was later pardoned by Governor Rick Perry, so that's pretty cool. And I love this part from his bio. He says that he always golfs with an extra sock in his pocket in case he gets a hole-in-one.
Yes. Okay. May have been an Eagle Scout in another life.
Yeah, definitely. So Coyotes won the, obviously the most valuable mascot a few years now, and definitely he's now a San Antonio and a South Texas institution.
I wonder
so a lot of fun.
I wonder if infamous former NBA ref Joey Crawford was the one that tossed that Coyote, same guy that tossed Tim Duncan inexplicably all those years ago.
Yeah, well, I need to go back. It was in 05, and I think the Coyote maybe like brushed up against an official, so I need to go back and check that out.
You can't do that, can you?
But he was pardoned.
He was pardoned by, at that time, Governor Rick Perry.
Okay, cool. All right, RJ, thank you for the scoop.
Yeah,
Appreciate
that was pretty cool to see behind the scenes.
It was really neat. It was an awesome experience.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
RJ.
We're a little jealous.
Yes.
More ahead on GMSA at 9.
Erica Hernandez will be back. She joins us later for a recap of this year's most memorable moments in court.
But first, the Omicron variant spreading like wildfire across the U.S. and here in San Antonio. Next, advice from a local doctor as you plan your upcoming holiday gatherings. 9:31, it's going to be another COVID Christmas this year. The average number of COVID cases is climbing again, and also in our area. Nationally, the Omicron variant is one of the CDC is seeing the most.
8 days ago, the first 2 cases of Omicron were confirmed in Bexar County. That number is now up to 5. Lee Waldman explains how this variant is different from the rest and what doctors say we should and should not do over the holidays.
We cannot prevent the Omicron surge. It is surging around the world. It's a matter of time before this becomes a dominant strain.
Less than a month after it was first detected in the U.S., the Omicron variant has now become the dominant strain across the nation, accounting for 73% of new COVID cases, according to federal health officials.
We expect it to surge here as well, so there is no need to panic. How high the wave of the surge is going to be depends entirely on each one of us.
Locally, we don't know the full extent of Omicron cases. The genetic sequencing to identify variants takes 10 to 14 days. Dr. Anita Kurian with Metro Health says nationally case numbers are doubling every 2 days, and those who already had COVID are not necessarily in the clear.
Based on the latest assessment from UK, the risk of reinfection with Omicron at this time is estimated to be 5.4 times greater than the Delta.
When it comes to specific symptoms that we're looking for, there are some variations. Dr. Ruth Berggren with UT Health San Antonio says some Omicron patients have complained of sweating and body aches. She says for now, it's important to wait for more information before jumping to conclusions about severity.
It may not be quite as lethal, but we can't say that with certainty yet because we haven't accumulated enough data, and those data have not been peer reviewed yet.
There's some disagreement between doctors on the severity of infections, but all agree the best way to protect against the Omicron variant is to be vaccinated and boosted and wear a mask if you're in a crowded area. With Christmas around the corner, Dr. Kurian says we should consider keeping celebrations local.
If you can postpone or delay your travel plans, we recommend you do that. No travel at this time is the only thing that is risk-free.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now, Dr. Berggren said she has Christmas recommendations for people who are unvaccinated and those who are unvaccinated. If your family's vaccinated and no one is immunocompromised, she says feel free to take the mask off indoors if everyone is feeling healthy.
And for those unvaccinated, the doctor says she's worried and those people should only celebrate within their strict social circle. And it's not too late to get your vaccine or booster shots before the holidays. You can still get vaccinated at the Wonderland of the Americas Clinic. The center is open for walk-ins today and tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and it's closed Thursday and Friday.
They're going to have the same schedule next week. We have other vaccine clinics listed online at KSAT.com. Be aware it takes 2 weeks before the vaccine reaches its full potential.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, we started in the 30s and now it's sunny and 47 degrees, but still nice.
Yeah, it's fairly dry air, so it warms up pretty quickly and doesn't hold the heat in. That's why we did have a lot of freezing temperatures around the area this morning. It is absolutely beautiful out there. Kind of maybe a milky shade off in the distance there, and got some moisture aloft in the atmosphere. And then also Carrizo Springs now down to a quarter-mile visibility and some fog left over in Cotulla, so it'll take a little bit for that to kind of get on out of here. And we do have low amounts of mold and mountain cedar. Both of those went down from yesterday's readings. As we go on in through the rest of today, we are going to have temperatures that are going to be getting up into the mid 60s. Later on, plenty of sunshine, really nice day. Of course, winter officially begins in about 20 minutes or so, about 24 minutes, 23 minutes. Chilly start tomorrow, warmer, and then it's going to be heating up the rest of the week, and we're looking at Christmas, the low 80s. Ugh.
Mike,
we have good news. That exit 35 north near Maine has now cleared. All the lanes are wide open. Only about a half an hour after we first spotted that incident on the upper levels. Well, this year was another unprecedented one for the Bexar County court system. They had to find ways to move cases along during the pandemic.
Erica Hernandez joins us now to talk more about the year in court and to look back at some of those memorable moments. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. Well, during the pandemic, we saw the courts the majority of the year conduct hearings virtually. That led to many plea deals taking place, and one of those was that of Christopher Davila. Now, if you remember, Davila and two family members staged the kidnapping of his 8-month-old stepson, King J. Davila then later admitted that baby King was not alive and that he had left the baby's body in a backpack in a field. Davila was charged with injury to a child causing death. In June, he took a plea deal and pleaded no contest. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Now, as far as when trials did take place, the most memorable had to be that of the Otis McCain trial. This was the first trial ever that we live streamed from gavel to gavel. McCain was facing the death penalty for the 2016 murder of SAPD Detective Benjamin Marconi. After 2 weeks of testimony, McCain was found guilty, but it was right after that guilty verdict that chaos broke out in the courtroom. You just saw it right there. McCain attacked a bailiff and had to be tackled down. Eventually, 2 weeks later than that, McCain was sentenced to the death penalty. Now, the last memorable moment I want to mention is the retirement of Paul Venema. After over 40 years in the business, Paul signed out for the last time in May. It was a great honor for all of us to have worked alongside him, and I'm very proud to continue his work at the courthouse. Now, we have more memorable moments right now on our website. Just head to the court section to find this story. Steph, Mark?
It was nice to see Paul on video, but see him again from afar.
We miss him, but I don't think he misses us.
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
But what about 2022? How's that looking for the court?
You know, depending on what the pandemic does right now, it is planning that in January, when they do, January 3rd, it's going to be fully open for the first time in almost 2 years since they had to close off and on this past year. And it's the docket is looking very stacked. There's a lot of big trials we're going to be looking at. That of Andre McDonald's, which we talked, has been delayed over and over. We expect that to hopefully happen the beginning of the year, as well as that of Iman Johnson, who was the one who set the fire, is accused of setting the fire at that shopping area to his gym that killed SAFD firefighter Scott Dean. So that's also another one we'll be watching the first half of the year.
It is a full docket for 2022.
It's going to be busy.
Erica, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good to see you. Right now, it is 9:38, about 47 degrees.
You're watching GMSA at 9, and the Spurs taking home a win on the road. A recap next with RJ and David.
9:42, Spurs take care of the Clippers and get a big road win on the West. That freaked me out. Got a big road win on the West Coast.
David, that was David. David and RJ are back to break down the Silver and Black's late night win in Los Angeles. Gonna be okay, Mark.
Okay, I'm good.
Kind of a stunner to hear you say that. I'm like, whoa, hey, hold on.
It was stunning on multiple levels.
Yeah, I think for people that maybe just went to bed early last night, they woke up this morning, they're like, what? Yeah, that cannot be right. But here we go, yeah.
Full confession, I did not stay up and watch the entire game. I was like, I woke up, watched a little bit, went back to sleep, woke up, watched a little bit, went back to sleep. You know, remember after the Sacramento game, what they were talking about yesterday morning before they played last night was they got to come out faster, better, and they got to be more mentally prepared. I don't know how they get mentally prepared for the second of back-to-backs when they're not prepared for the first one, but they were last night. Man, they took it right to the Clippers.
Those Fiesta jerseys, that has to be it right there,
yeah.
We even got Jock Lundell making some shots there, some three-pointers. DeJounte Murray taking care of business. Lonnie Walker had himself a nice game as well. And again, Spurs, like you said, David, came out focused.
Yeah.
I think Pop called him a little soft after the Sacramento game, so maybe kind of got their attention.
Oh, he went there, did he?
He went there.
He went to the soft criticism. You know, the other thing is they didn't give up 37 points in the first quarter. Matter of fact, they scored 30-something, 34, and they held the Clippers to 27. Who was missing from the Clippers? That guy. That guy?
Oh, yeah, that guy. What was his name again?
We don't care.
Number 2.
He didn't have to play when they played the Spurs.
Oh, is it? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that one.
But Paul George did play, I didn't think Paul George was going to play. And for the most part, LA had their full team on the court. So, again, Spurs take care of business here. Big win for them. They led by like 30 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, DeJounte Murray.
Triple doubles.
How many is that? Like he's like getting close to double figures.
I'm glad you asked, David. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
Yes. So DeJounte Murray is now tied with Nikola Jokic for the most triple doubles in the NBA this season, 6, and he is the first player in Spurs history to post 6 triple doubles in a single season.
That's impressive.
This is before Christmas.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through.
Wow.
Nice.
That's great. He had 24, 13, and 12, or 24, 12. He had 12 rebounds and 13 assists.
Yeah. So big win there. So let's hear from the guys here after this one. Derek White and DeJounte talking about this one.
They're a dangerous team, and I mean, we've lost a lot of leads this year, so it was good to just keep pushing it and come out with a good road win. So something we just build on and try not to take our foot off that gas.
I take pride in being a pass-first guy, knowing that I could score, knowing I'm going to get shots. You know, for me, it's just getting that balance now, and it's going to come over time. But for me, I want guys to love playing with me. Yeah, I think it's rare in the league. You got a bunch of score-first point guards, and I want to be that guy where a lot of guys I love playing.
And I think that was the key last night. Two things right there is what we pointed out. They started out better. They didn't dig themselves a huge hole to begin with and give up 37 points.
Yep.
And they closed it out. They didn't get up 20, 25, and then all of a sudden you turn around and they're down 6. It's like, what happened?
That's what we were saying, because in the previous game, Buddy Hield scored like 20 points by himself in the fourth quarter. So
Actually,
Spurs took care of business there.
Ask Mark, it was 18.
18 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah. So Spurs take care of business first out of 2 games in LA. So they do get the LA Lakers here on Thursday. So
now,
hang out for a little bit.
We don't have them up there, but here's the standings. This is what's very interesting. So they played the Clippers last night, right?
Right.
The Clippers are now 16-15. They're 6th in the West. The Lakers are 16-15.
Right.
They're 7th in the West. And above that, go up to number 5 in the West. Denver Nuggets are 15-14. All 3 of those teams are 9 games out of first place. The Spurs are 12.5. So the Spurs are only 3.5 games out of the 5th place spot in the West, if you can believe that, the way they play. So
that's the Spurs, though.
How they've played.
That is.
Huh?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the Spurs. We're kind of used to that narrative now, aren't we?
But think about it. They're only 3.5 games out, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. So if they could ever get on one of those rolls we keep talking about, I mean, they got the 4 a couple weeks ago where they won 4 in a row.
Right.
And, if they could ever quit just, giving one away and then getting one and giving one away and maybe get 3 or 4 or 5 in a row and lose 1, 3, 4, 5 in a row. I mean, they're right there.
That's going to be the biggest thing. Just the consistency and learning how to build off of a win like this, because they've been so hot and cold throughout the season that you just don't know what Spurs team you're going to get out there. So hopefully these guys kind of continue this. No Anthony Davis for the Lakers. So
I was going to ask about him.
LeBron, he should be able to go.
Too bad.
Okay.
LeBron should be there.
So that's Thursday, and that's another late game. Oh, by the way, just changing subjects real quick.
Okay.
Make this look like UTSA. They play tonight 6:30.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
That's right.
6:30
real quick, huh?
on ESPN.
Yes.
Good luck, Roadrunners, up in Frisco in their bowl game tonight.
And what did you say? They had another guy?
They had another guy opt out. Here we go.
Opt out?
Yeah.
Do we have time for this?
Yeah,
another one of their star defenders opted out and is now going to declare for the NBA draft.
We're not going to get on that trail because we've worn that trail out. But I will tell you, there are some UTSA fans who are a little upset because now at first, when they scheduled this game, UTSA was the only game on TV. There was no other sporting event. Spurs weren't playing tonight. It was just UTSA in this bowl game. And now there's 2 NFL games.
Tuesday night football. Here we go. Yes. But
Roadrunners.
I already told
UTSA
Steph
fans.
I was going to probably be flipping channels tonight on a couple games.
Yeah, I said watch one on your phone and then have the TV going with the other game.
There you go.
You can do everything.
That works.
You can. There we go. All right. Birds up. Go Runners.
Yes.
Good luck, guys.
All right.
I just like when the Spurs win and Stephanie's all smiles.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in a good mood.
RJ David, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
48 degrees out there. It was chilly this morning in places in the Texas Hill Country. Mike, you were tracking some temperatures right around the freezing mark or below.
Yeah, northern Bear County, Bulverde got at freezing this morning, and then heading up I-10. And that's going to be it as far as freezing temperatures for a while. So we are in the 40s right now, and look at that. Rock Springs is already up to 50 degrees, and the air is still fairly dry, although that's starting to come back in here a little bit more. And that was the thing. We had temperatures and those dew points, that top number there, very close together, and then we had clear skies and light or no wind, and so that's why we had and still have a little bit of fog around the area down to the southwest, right around Carrizo Springs, still just a quarter-mile visibility, and 3 miles there at Cotulla. Everybody else is doing pretty good. Yesterday we hit 59 degrees, and today we're going to be up to 65. So yesterday we were definitely well below normal, and this morning we had the below normal start, and then we're going to make it up to about where you should be this time of year, right around the mid 60s. And that's going to be it as far as normal temperatures. Tomorrow we'll start off closer to it. So satellite picture, Unlike yesterday, we didn't have any low clouds really hanging around here. They were pretty tough to get on out and finally moved on out by about noon. And really around the country, a lot of activity up to the north. One of those good clipper storms, as we call them, Alberta clippers, coming in out of the prairie provinces of Canada, is working its way across the Great Lakes. There's the system that gave us some of the rain and gray conditions over the weekend. And right now, that's pretty much about all that's going on. Very cold temperatures, 3 at International Falls. Most of the country is definitely on the chilly side of things. As far as the next few days, we'll have some high clouds out there, maybe the milky shade to the sky, a little more moisture is kind of coming in upstairs in the atmosphere. So a few clouds here and there, but otherwise plenty of sunshine all week long. And notice how there's not even a drop of rain trying to show up, going all the way in through Christmas weekend. And even in the first part of next week, nothing's really showing up as far as any rain chances around here. The reason for it is there's the low, which is going to kind of work its way on out of here, and then see how this ridge is starting to build out here to the southwest of us. That's that big high, and that's going to move on in here. That's going to keep all the cold air well up there to the north. We get into this zonal pattern, so that means nothing as far as any rainmakers moving on in here, and this thing's just going to be kind of setting up camp and sort of staying in place all the way through the weekend and into the first part of next week. So today, yes, we are going to feel just like winter. As a matter of fact, winter officially begins in about 7 minutes or so. 59 degrees today at noon, and then a high temperature is going to make it up to 65. Plenty of sunshine out there, and rest of the week, it's going to be heating up. Need a jacket in the morning, but not in the afternoon. 83 on Christmas. We're going to wrap things up in just a couple of minutes.
Hey guys, good morning. Live is coming up. Fred Savage talking about the wonder years. Plus, we'll learn how to cope with holiday stress. That's all coming up on Live.
And it is the first day of winter is coming up here in just about, 4 minutes.
We've got a countdown clock.
Oh, matter of fact, 4 minutes, 13 seconds.
Yeah.
So,
yay!
Mike's going to jump out of a giant snowball in about 4 minutes.
Ball is not going to, what does the groundhog drop? No, that's February.
Does the groundhog drop?
I don't know. I just thought of that one. So, quick, everybody get ready here. Yeah, we'll feel like winter today, but not as we go in toward Christmas.
All right, Mike, this is up your alley. Very SA Live-ish. We've got a story from KSAT.com. 5 unusual holiday rituals from around the world. The first one is out of Japan.
That's right. This is KFC. So consuming Kentucky Fried Chicken is a major passion among many Japanese citizens on Christmas Day, according to the site.
Demand is so great that reservations have to be made to eat at KFC on Christmas Day, and online services have been created for delivery purposes.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Number 2, getting swept away in Norway. So before going to bed on Christmas Eve, Norwegians are known to hide all the brooms in their house. There's a belief that Christmas Eve means the arrival of evil spirits and witches, and that's why the brooms are hidden.
I want to skip to the fourth one here of the 5. Shoes serving as Cupid in the Czech Republic. So this is a different way for single women to determine if they'll find a mate. But it's common practice Christmas Eve. Unmarried Czech women toss one of their shoes over their shoulder with their back turned to the door. If the shoe lands with the toe facing the door, they'll be married within a year. If the shoe lands with the heel facing the door, well, then at least they won't have to worry about marrying a heel.
That was actually in a Hallmark movie. They did that.
That's cute, but this one's really funny. Number 5, I didn't know about this. Red underwear in Spain. So in Spain, it's common for people to wear red underwear on New Year's Eve in hopes of fulfilling a New Year's resolution to fall in love.
And in one town in Spain, they go further by having a New Year's Eve run where participants run in just red underwear.
Lots of fun there.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas. We're out of here, folks. 2 minutes to winter.